Be advised, mature content ahead. This podcast is brought to you ad-free thanks to the Legion of Demons at patreon.com/NOTLP. If you like what you hear, there's much more at patreon.com/NOTLP. Join the Legion. That's patreon.com/NOTLP. And now the show.
How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Me. Hi, we're back. Back again.
Bringing sexy back.
So we've been missing for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And in case you don't follow us on social media, let me explain. Week 1, we were camping. Week 2, I came back to do Night of the Comic, and we had our dollar bin disasters and delights ready to go. And we had Dave on the horn from New York, and Jason drove out here to do the show, and everything was good to go. And all of a sudden, it was just this awful, horrible noise coming out of the system. And this weird error message I'd never seen where the sample rate went insane. If you know anything about digital recording, sample rate's important. Yep. So I took the entire studio apart trying to fix it. And then we
purchased replacements for everything. Mike brought his computer over.
We spent like $700.
Yeah.
We did the walls.
Mm-hmm.
We did it, and then the manufacturer of our mixer, after we've done all this stuff, releases their press release that when Mojave automatically updated the operating system that we use, that it became incompatible with our mixer. And they hadn't fixed it yet. And they still haven't fixed it, so I have rigged our studio back together as best I can. And I think it's working pretty well so
Freddie
far.
went through a real... Here's the thing.
Yeah.
May I get real for a second?
Get real.
As you know, Freddie's been through some shit in the last couple of years, losing both of his parents. And the way he deals with his anxiety is to go super fucking overboard on the OCD. Like, I have to get floors. I have to get this pegboard installed in my kitchen. And then I have to get all my pipes fucked up. And I have to do this. And I have to do that.
That was on the list. The fucking of the pipes wasn't on the list.
I know.
No, that was.
But then I think he enjoyed having it on the list. Yeah. Freddie creates to-do lists for himself, forces me into all of this.
So you think
when his anxiety is really bad. So when this happened, he was already in OCD mode, still. Life. Then this happened.
And then also my outlet was taken away from me, which was doing the podcast.
Like, he's lost his ever-loving fucking mind. Like, he took a sick day from work, and instead of resting because he wasn't feeling well, he sends me pictures. He installed a pole in my ceiling for the iPad so he can see Dave when they do Night of the Comic.
It is a really cool pole.
Yeah.
So the iPad can hang from the ceiling.
It was a stand we used to have on the table here in the studio that took
like
up
when
a lot
we
of
did
space.
the Fowler head over there.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
and
so we'll have Fowler in the middle
now
of the room.
we'll have Fowler in the middle of the room.
So, like, instead of using that time to just rest himself,
I did rest some.
He lost his mind.
This didn't take as long as you think. Like, this was maybe an hour. I did rest, but I have a problem.
Uh-huh.
I don't like sitting still for very long.
Yeah.
So when I'm sick, I don't get well right away because.
But then he just ropes me into fucking projects. He ropes you into projects, Mike. He's roped you, Andy, into projects.
Yeah, we built a movie screen together.
Projects.
Huge success.
Amy, I hear your frustration, but I have to kind of identify with Freddie here because
you built a deck.
I do the same thing. I mean, the higher my anxiety is, the more I'm looking for somewhere to drive that energy in a different direction. And I won't necessarily say it's a bad thing because you can only be in that space for so long, and I think meditation and all those other pieces are great for that, and physical exercise too is a great way to direct that energy. But another fantastic way to direct that is to say, what can I do to make my life a little bit better now? I'm going to focus some energy on that.
Yeah, that's what. That's
Honestly,
exactly what I think
it
about
is
it.
probably a more healthy way of dealing. Like my anxiety is just I'll just eat crap and like
High five.
isolate.
Me and Amy are classic anxiety
I
people.
eat my feelings.
We become just cocoons
Yeah.
in our blankets.
We isolate.
and with
Candy
unhealthy
Crush.
eating.
Yeah, oh gosh, yes.
So much Netflix.
Oh,
Stuff I don't even want to watch.
But not all that's unhealthy. Like Amy, you read.
yeah.
Andy, you think of like nice ways to like do nice things for other people, which is just it's a great thing. Gratitude and kindness is also a great cure for anxiety and stress.
True.
It's true. Yeah.
So they're not all unhealthy. It's not like I don't drink when I get anxious, but if I only did that as a way, that would not be healthy. But in moderation, it's not a bad thing to do.
Mike ties in moderation.
Mike ties in moderation.
We had Mike ties last night.
Yeah.
Delicious.
In case you were wondering why Kelly's not here and the rest of the crew is, he's still
Mike ties. That's why he's not here.
He's Mike ties. He's convalescing. He's on the mend still with his foot.
Yeah.
The ongoing odyssey of the foot injury, which won't go away. So hopefully he'll return in a week.
He needs
or
some
two.
time alone with his foot. They're dealing with some stuff.
Yeah.
They like some privacy right now.
Yeah.
So just respect that.
Respect their privacy.
His doctor has told him he needs to stay off it as much as possible.
Yeah.
Keep it elevated. And he's doing some healthy, making some healthy choices to get that mended up. So
And we all they had us over and we hung out.
was
and
fun.
it was really fun.
fun night.
Yeah.
Play some Jackbox.
Jackbox.
Classic stuff. We had some cocktails.
Jackbacks.
We had some keto-friendly foods.
Yeah, that pizza was really good. Elise
was it
makes good
keto-friendly?
keto pizza.
It was good.
Yeah. It was made with
Yeah.
almond flour.
And cheese.
It was tasty.
Honestly, the more cheese, the better. I don't think, I could be a keto person, but I do like the cheese.
Hey, keto. Andy made these Parmesan crisps that were so pungent that my eyes were watering. And I had to go put the lid on them after a while. They were really good. But
You don't have to put that addendum on. Like, they're really good.
well, I mean, yeah, they stank.
No,
I don't
cheese
think
should
they
stink.
tasted
the
good.
Parmesan chips.
You didn't?
I don't-
Oh, they were real
I
good.
feel like you guys just being. I don't think they were okay.
Well, no, I
love cheese.
like real pungent cheeses.
Oh, me too.
But then you
Yeah.
got my car last night and said, Andy.
Well, yeah, your car. I said, I think that's permanently seeped in your car. Your car. I love the smell. I like to eat the smelly cheese, but then, out of context, it's a very disturbing odor.
It's funny because after I dropped you guys off last night, you gave me anxiety about my car
Oh,
smelling.
I'm sorry.
That'll go away.
Yeah.
But I
You
take my.
sharted in your car how many times?
But it's my car though. but
the first time you had a
but
stinky car.
but when people call you out on your stickiness,
He didn't say you smelled.
but I'm in that car a lot, so I
So
assume
do you think the Parmesan is now on you, permanently?
I don't know if it's me or the Parmesan.
It's an
I
extension of
promise
you.
you, it is the Parmesan.
Yeah,
It's
you don't
definitely
smell.
the Parmesan.
In my defense, too, I take the dogs to the creek a lot, and they get in the car very wet and sopping.
Well, they're just dog smell.
So it could be either pungent cheese, my ass, or wet dogs, or a combination of all three.
You need a little
25%.
checklist in your car.
And I feel that combination is a great combination of
Yeah.
dogs, cheese, and ass.
Yeah.
Why your car stink?
It's kind of,
Wash, call.
it's like that's my new fragrance. It's coming out this fall, guys.
Dog, cheese, and ass
Oh.
by Coco. So yeah, we're happy to be back. Sorry, but what are you
Sorry.
gonna do?
I really appreciate all the
Sorry.
patrons sticking with us through this because I know 2 weeks off is from
It's unforgivable.
as a patron of content myself, I like it on the reg. So
He's
Patreon,
insatiable.
and also you'll be happy to know we were able to return all that stuff we spent your donation.
Yeah,
your
I dropped
support
all that
money
shit
on.
back off at Amazon. I'm like,
Yeah.
take your shit.
Good.
Yeah, so we got all the money back because that was a month of support.
Minus $1 for parking.
$1 for parking and our time,
Yeah.
which it was a lot of time.
Yeah.
But we're back in action. So Origins 53 is out, which was the first time we covered the Burbs, and we just revisited that recently. Night of the Comic will return, and I believe, I'm not making any promises, but we've been tossing around the idea of that becoming a weekly show
Oh, nice.
for Night of the Comic, which would be great.
I always love to see Jason in my home.
Yeah.
So does Elsa.
Jason's awesome.
Yeah, he's a good guy. And also, I know you have plans for High Five Happy Hour,
Yep.
but I don't want to put you on the spot.
Ooh, girl.
But I know that...
Gotta talk to old Foot Kelley.
You gotta get Foot Kelley
Kelly
involved.
the Foot.
Old Foot
Yeah.
Kelley.
Yep.
Sounds like an old, like a
Maybe you
prospector or
do a
something.
foot
Kelly the
5.
Foot.
You could record it in his living room.
High Foot Happy Hour.
High foot happy hour.
Because he has to keep it elevated.
Mhm.
And when are we doing the America's Funniest Videos group view?
Oh, yeah, we should come up with a date for that.
Yeah. So let us know. I'm
All right.
in. I can't wait.
Um,
Watch old people step on rakes and stuff.
So Freddie mentioned we were camping. We went to the Hocking Hills like we do every year to hang out with friends and just have a good old time. I had a spooky encounter, you guys. So I can't even remember all the details of there was like some kind of legend.
No, yeah, our friend Greg told us about these 3 sisters that got murdered by white people.
Mm-hmm.
And
They were natives?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were buried very close to us, apparently. And where they were buried, these 3 trees grew out of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
And
said
they
they were
kind
like
of-
reaching
out
to
of
each
their
And they
other.
were
graves.
kind of reaching toward each other. So,
Yeah.
and the legend is that as it keeps raining, it softens the ground, and eventually it's going to raise their bodies up, and that's when they come and kill everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then our friend Sue apparently heard voices outside of her window, like that night too.
And then, yeah, she heard that. And
She
then,
heard she said it was like kids playing around,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh shit, the sisters are here!"
I mean,
Sister.
where we were at was relatively isolated, but there are other cabins around, but they're not close. Like, you can't see them.
The way she said it, they were like right outside of her window.
Yeah, that would be hella creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're like, we'd had a couple of drinks, and we're out on the deck. Some people were watching a movie, but we were outside just chit-chatting, and I'm like, well, let's go over there. It's dark. It's probably like 10 or 11 at night. And I'm like, let's go over and like look over in the forest. We'll bring our like phone flashlights. So me, Jeremy, and Andy, we go.
It was very Blair Witchy.
It was. And I, alcohol gives you wings. Brave wings. And we're walking out there and we're looking around. We don't really see anything. And then we're walking towards this other part and looking into the forest. And I'm shining my flashlight into the trees. And I see what look like 2 eyes, like animal eyes, like yellow, like spots back in the forest. And I'm like, I think I see something back there, but I'm not really worried about it. And then I'm holding my flashlight still, and it's moving. Like, the eyes are kind of trying to get away from the flashlight. Oh, it scared the shit out of me. Because I'm like, that is probably some animal out there. I don't know what kind of animal. It could have been a goddamn squirrel for all I know. But they were kind of wide set. Like, I think it was bigger than a squirrel.
Like a wide set tree.
It could have been 2 one-eyed squirrels.
Yeah. Moving in concert.
Yeah. So,
And so we ran, but Andy was walking real slow. And I'm like, Andy, I'm
Well,
just going to leave you.
Andy wants to be taken
I
out by a
was
ghost.
Yeah.
inebriated,
dream.
so
Yeah.
I couldn't run. And
Were you still wearing your Speedo at that point? It's hard to run when your legs are chafing.
I love the idea of Andy being chased by ghosts in a Speedo.
That's the first movie.
Yeah, just
An
screaming,
NOTLP joint.
flailing
Andy,
his arms.
Andy being chased in a
I
Speedo.
hope I wasn't a Speedo. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Do you
You
see
were
they
mostly in
they
your
make
Speedo.
Speedos now that look like jean shorts?
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Oh, Andy. Oh, Andy, please. For me.
Okay, how drunk were you when you saw the eyes?
Oh, not that drunk.
Okay.
No, I'd probably had a couple of drinks. But it reminded me, I'm scared of the dark. Okay. I'm not sure that Jeremy and Andy could protect me from a bear. Not that I don't think you guys are strong, capable men. But I wanted to get the fuck out of there.
Well,
It was probably a goddamn raccoon. But it seemed the eyes were so wide set, I just feel like it had a big head.
Andy knows he
It's a
can run
big-headed
faster
raccoon.
than all of us, so
This
I'm
is
just
true.
telling you
I can't
right
run
now.
longer.
In survival mode,
I can run longer than
No,
you
I'm-
guys.
Andy,
If I can
Andy
outrun
wins.
you.
Oh, faster, longer.
And plus, I'm a tripper too. If somebody's
Oh,
chasing
that's
me,
true. That's true.
I'll just flatfoot you guys and like, peace.
Make a mental note right now. You just need to kick the
Deuces.
back of Andy's heel.
So that camping trip was one of the reasons that May Flowers continues into the month of June.
Oh my gosh.
In this episode, we'll be talking about the original Little Shop of Horrors, Roger Corman's film from 1960. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
61, I think.
and other things, including a roulette movie. Andy will review for Kelley since Kelley's not here. He took the bullet. What's the movie?
The Hole in the Ground. That was Shayna's suggestion. Last show, I said Esther.
It was Shayna.
It was actually our lovely friend Shayna from the lovely city Dayton. I have never once said a bad word about Dayton.
Yeah, that's all Kelley.
You'd
Not
rather
me.
be
But
dating
we
a
love
girl from
Shayna.
Eaton?
Yeah, I'm going to throw
Eating a
Kelley
girl
under the
from
bus
Dayton.
right now.
Yeah, no, I would rather.
It's
Kelley
easy to
take
do.
that.
He can't really move.
Yeah,
you could.
it's very easy to do.
You definitely beat Kelley. Even if you fall.
You know, there was some scary stuff. The other scary stuff happened on the camping trip besides the three sisters. Our friend Kyle came in like a wrecking ball.
That boy drank
He drank.
all day.
He brought how many bottles of
I don't even want to know.
Ouzo? It was.
Ouzo Badudo.
I've never seen anybody drink that much Ouzo in my life and
And then
live.
just periodically, he would just dead weight in the pool and
He was
float.
floating face down in the pool. There's a great picture of him, just if he'll let us share it, of him just floating in the background of another picture.
And we're all like, I don't want to have to worry if you're dead. This is
Yeah.
supposed to be fun.
It was funny though when he got out of the pool and he tried to walk on water like Jesus at one point, and he went
Busted
down.
several testicles.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't start worrying about him until that night. We tried to get him back to his cabin,
Yeah.
and he is on the top. It's like a bi-level,
Yeah.
two-level deck.
Yeah.
And he's on the top and said, "Hey, Cod, do you want to go downstairs and out through the basement because it's a lot easier?"
Yeah,
Like,
and the
"No,
stairs are softer.
I'm gonna go down these steep-ass stairs."
Yeah, and it's like the
Wooden.
freaking The Exorcist staircase.
Oh my God.
It is.
And
It's
he-
a rough staircase.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I said to him, I'm like, I cannot help you. You are too heavy for
Mm-hmm.
me. Like, I am a weak little person. So this is on you. And he's like, no, it's fine. I got it. I can do it.
Well, at one point we hear this big crash. I'm like, "Oh shit, it's happened."
How long is it going to take the police to get out here?
Yeah, that's true. We won't even have like cell phone service out
No,
there.
you can't get
No.
signal.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got nothing.
screwed.
You have to use the landline.
Although
if it's
I was
working.
impressed with his survival skills of going limp. For a big
Oh,
guy,
yeah.
he goes limp pretty good. Because a couple times, at least twice, I saw him fall. Once I thought for sure he's really injured himself, but
Yeah.
he went so limp that he just kind of fell, made like a flop and roll into the pool.
Yeah.
And got out with a smile on his face. I was
Yeah.
like, the dude's dead. Oh, no, he's not. He went limp.
Yeah,
it
he
was
came
like
out
that
laughing.
Exorcist scene where the guy rolls
Yeah.
down all this. Yeah.
Except he laughed at the end.
He did.
If Father Karras stood up and was like, "Give me some more Ouzo."
It's all good.
Well, it was
Yeah.
really close to that because there's like two sets of stairs, but the first set he kind of boot scooted down.
That's what.
Boot scoot
Yeah,
boogie.
you gotta do the butt scoot. When I was a little boy, that's how I
Yeah.
did all stairs.
On the wooden
Yeah.
staircase.
Yeah.
But go
He
ahead.
got so many
splinters
splinters in his ass. But there's a second, like shorter set, and he stands up, and me and his our friend Atari, like he said, we were like, "Hey, you want to scoot down those two?" And he was like, "No, man, no, man." That's what he said. He says, "No."
You cannot tell him.
Yeah, and he stands up and starts, trying to walk downstairs, and me and
Yeah.
Atari are trying to like brace
It's a spot. You're doing a spot down the stairs.
So me and
Kyle's the size of like an NFL linebacker.
yeah, and
is the thing.
me and Atari are like little guys.
Yeah.
And he comes barreling toward us. And I swear to God, it was like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It's like I feel I had the idol and I was trying to run away. So like we were just trying to like hold him up with our arms. But he stood up and got to
Yeah.
his car and like good for you, Kyle. He got
won't
Not to
bleeding.
drive. Not to
No.
drive.
Yeah.
Kyle did. He brought the fun. It was a little scary, but
Every time Freddy wants me to spot him when he's going in our attic, because we have
Yeah.
the little drop ladder, and he's like, "Can you just stand down there and make sure I'm, safe?" And I'm like, standing there going, "What am I gonna do?"
your only job is to call 911.
if nearly 300 pounds of man
Right.
comes at me.
yeah.
It's funny. I do that when I go into my attic, but I live by myself, and so
Who do
I
you tell?
Yeah, who do I tell? So I always make sure that my cell phone is in my pocket
yes,
because
yes,
I'm always worried that I'm gonna fall, and
Yeah.
the ladder is gonna drop, and then I'll be stuck in the attic and die that way. So
Yeah.
I keep my cell phone with me handy.
and Chevy Chase.
It's like my virtual.
Yeah,
it's my virtual Amy.
Just do the Chevy Chase thing and just punch through the ceiling.
Yeah.
And then
do
I
the
watch
Chevy
Christmas
Chase
music.
thing and find a turbine.
This is a time of year.
Yeah, really don't want to be in my attic that long. I don't have one of those kinds of attics.
No, I don't
have one of
either.
those like real whatever you call that stuff.
crawl
Insulation.
space? Oh, yeah, yeah.
Insulation
Ours is
and
itchy.
crawl space. Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep flowers in my attic.
Oh.
So many flowers.
Incest.
Yeah.
That's what I keep in my attic.
Is that really what that's a metaphor for? Flowers in the attic? Is it just incest?
Well,
Well, that's what the book's
the
about.
book is about an incestuous relationship.
I never read the books, but I remember people reading it.
I
And
did.
I remember the movie.
It's a
I read
pretty
the-
good book, actually.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
for,
like it.
for brother fucking.
I always
Yeah.
thought that was a weird high school read.
VC Andrews was a weird high school, but you know what? Like it's so dramatic.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And it's
so
all
over the
about
top.
drama, and of course, teenage girls are going to be like, "Give me that VC Andrews."
It's also super gothic.
yeah.
Yeah. Was it originally intended to be like an adult series, or was that always kind of marketed more
know.
for? Because you wouldn't necessarily call that like a juvenile.
Well,
No.
There's a lot
Might
of
be young
incest,
adult.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's just one moment, isn't it? Or are they banging each other constantly throughout that book?
Well, no, it's more about like these kids are
She had, like, the
being
villainous aunt.
yeah,
right?
like held in the attic.
Right, and they're only banging each other because they don't have Tinder or anything like that.
No,
Okay.
no Tinder.
Plus,
No
it was
other
it was
options.
Christy Swanson in the movie, right?
I never saw the movie.
Yeah, I think
I think
Louise
so.
Fletcher was the aunt, the evil aunt, who you love from Deep Space Nine.
Oh no, I don't love her. I
No,
hate.
She's love to hate her though.
I hate
Is she a
her.
villain in that
Kai
too?
Wynn.
Yeah,
She's been typecast, hasn't she?
she plays great villains. She's awesome.
She is
Yeah.
such a passive aggressive bitch on Deep Space Nine.
Oh, I would love that.
You would love her.
yeah,
She's got, like,
she's awesome.
An elaborate costume and a hat. You would fucking
Ooh,
love
she's
it.
like a
Andy.
drag queen.
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
love it.
Nurse Ratched
Yeah.
all over again.
Yeah.
Oh, have you guys seen that picture recently of Jared and Ivanka Trump?
Oh, standing in the window.
yeah.
They're standing in the window, and
Yeah.
people are saying like, "Oh, I love this new Flowers in the Attic movie," and they're just staring like dead-eyed out. And it's creepy.
Yeah, it
they're-
is creepy.
They're dead inside.
I wish they were dead in real life
Yeah,
too.
that'd be great. I wish that was their ghosts
Mm.
instead of them alive.
That is dark.
Ooh, we're bad.
Oh, if you guys don't wish the Trumps are dead, then you guys are not good people.
You're not good.
Oh, okay.
Me and Amy are great people.
I am such a goddamn saint.
Mm.
Literally goddamned.
We can spare Tiffany and Baron though.
Yeah, what did Tiffany do? Poor thing.
Nothing, man. She's just trying to live her white trash life.
Yeah.
Mm.
Baron didn't ask for this.
No, poor Baron.
Okay.
I feel bad for that kid.
Yeah.
What?
We've got patreon.com/NOTLP. Nothing
Yeah.
new has been there for a couple weeks, and we do, again, apologize, but you'll have an Origins very shortly.
Mm-hmm.
A new comic show and other stuff coming your way soon. Amy started watching Star Trek, the original series, so I finished Next Gen, so maybe I'll talk about that soon and on a late to the party.
Yeah.
We haven't done one of those in a
Well,
long time.
yeah, no, we're late. Very
We're
late
late
to
to
that.
the
Very
party.
late.
Well, I feel Amy is like a gold mine of
Yeah.
that show. I could
Yeah.
just have her talk about shit constantly because
Yeah.
she's always when she like watches old shit,
Mhm.
she watches it all like straight
Yeah.
away.
I am a completist.
like
Yeah.
when I like watch revisit stuff or seeing like old stuff, I like to dip my toe into it,
Mm.
get a little bit at a time.
I start from
Put
the
your balls
beginning.
in.
Yeah, Homegirl just marathons that shit.
Gotta say, not a huge fan of the original series so far. Too much grab ass,
Yeah.
too much misogyny. Not the Starfleet. This girl is used to.
Well, how many episodes are you in now? Like 10?
12.
Something like that. Yeah, so it gets better.
All right.
I mean, there's still a little bit of that, but this at least the
Poor yeoman Janice.
we just got to the Clint Howard episode,
Janice.
which is so good.
Janice.
That sounds like somebody that gets
She has
put upon.
like like the 60s like big hair, but
Yeah,
it's
it's like a beehive.
It's woven.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
It's insane, and I'm like, how? Okay.
I love the little
I
uniform.
hope it's a wig. I'm sure you do.
I love the go-go boots.
Ay, ay, ay.
Whoa.
I feel it would have been better if everybody had that uniform on.
They tried that in Next Gen, the first season.
Yeah.
Oh, men had skirts.
Yeah,
They had
and,
dresses.
Isn't that
Yeah.
fun?
and it just kind of quietly went away.
Yeah. But then I think women were always wearing pants. So I think they kind of just went that way instead.
Instead of mixing it up. Yeah, but it was really, I mean, that was
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're like, whoa, that's just like the men have
Did they
The miniskirt uniform.
Do they have the go-go boots too?
No, I think they were just wearing regular boots.
don't
I just
remember.
prefer my Star Trek woke, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, it's little steps.
Well, it's still it was still progressive for the time.
Yeah, for the time it was very
Essentially, Uhura was just like a goddamn phone lady.
well, for now.
All right.
But she's in a command position.
I know.
You get that, right? She's up there.
She's
Am
up
I
there.
mansplaining it? Oh,
Yeah.
no. I fell into your
Isn't
trap.
that good enough, Amy?
Jeez, what do you want?
It was the first interracial kiss, right, on air?
Yeah?
I haven't gotten there yet, so I don't believe you.
There's a lot to be said
I
for
know.
communications.
Yeah.
And,
No,
just to
I
say
agree.
moving switches around.
But that's like all women were allowed to do in the world before the war.
But she was in like Mary Hale 5. Can connect you now.
Does it bother you that
Essentially.
the captain's number one was a woman until after the pilot? And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
she's gone.
Then she's gone.
Yeah.
But then,
Real gone.
she's the number one in that. It was The Cage. It didn't air till the 80s, I think, or something.
yeah.
But she's the number one. And then, but it's all about how she wants to fuck Pike.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fine.
There were
It's
very
fine.
sexy times on
I
the
don't wanna talk about
Enterprise.
it
It's
anymore.
a small. It's only like 400 people, and you're gonna fuck your sister.
It's
is
like
what
an
I'm getting
attic,
at, I guess.
basically.
Just like a
Full
basically
of
space
flowers.
attic.
Yep.
Full of
Full
flowers.
of flowers.
All right, you guys ready to move on?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll
Oh,
be
real quick, I just want to happy Pride, everybody.
Happy
Yeah,
Pride!
happy
It's
Pride.
June.
Oh,
We missed
don't
the
make it real
kickoff of
quick.
that.
Yeah.
Take your
Like, just, live your life if you're in or out, which is a great movie, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do love that
Yeah.
movie.
Just,
Is it? I need to go back and revisit that.
I just watched it again because it got put on Netflix. Good on you, Netflix. You put
Yeah.
some good shit out there.
Yeah.
yeah.
It holds up.
yeah.
Yeah, just so happy Pride, everybody.
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 Happy Straight Pride.
Uh-huh.
I feel that's getting a little too much press. Like, just,
Wasn't it really just three people
Yeah.
that started that?
Just
And of
goal.
course, it's Boston.
Yeah.
Listen, I love Boston. History lives there. But don't be an asshole.
yeah, it's
Provincetown is in Boston, or no?
It's
It's yeah,
up. But
close, but it's a travelable distance from it. One of the gayest, most
Yeah.
friendliest places on earth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I appreciate that guy's troll game, but
Yeah. I
that's
thought
all
you would.
But that's all he is. Just don't give him any mind. And
Yeah.
if there is a straight pride parade, then show up in force in opposition. Beat they asses.
Be as queer as you want to be.
Yeah,
Or don't want to be.
yeah.
Make Charlottesville look like a walk in the park.
Oh my God, Andy.
Good
God.
Dear God.
Oh.
It's okay to punch
we
a
can apologize
Nazi.
for that right away. We don't have to wait until we put an origins together for
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, 100 years from now, the apology is going to be long.
The views of Andy are not reflected in the views of the entire Night of Living podcast.
I do think that the straight pride stuff, what I'm appreciating about it is getting a better history lesson on why gay pride is so important. That, yeah, it's the idea of like...
That you guys don't need a straight pride.
Right. There
You're
haven't
already
been
the
like
default, right?
people...
You
know,
should be happy that you don't have to, flaunt your... Well, not flaunt, but just show people who you are.
Yeah, have permission.
Yeah.
You don't have to have permission. And
You never
that's
had to come
something-
out to your parent.
Yeah. You never had to
People-
worry
Get out
about
of the
getting the
house.
shit beat out of you for
You're-
walking down
yeah.
the street and
Accepted
expressing.
by default. You're in
Right.
the default position.
You're in the default position, and there's no real reason why you would have to celebrate that other than being
Right.
maybe an ally for the people who don't have the
Well,
default position and using your privilege for good instead of evil, like
Yeah.
coming up with straight pride, which is bullshit.
Bill-
Use your
Bill
privilege
Maher.
for good. It's okay to have privilege. White people,
Yeah.
I'm a white person.
You are.
It's okay to have privilege because you do have privilege. Just use your privilege for good,
Yeah.
not evil.
I know not
Well
everybody
said.
likes him, but Bill Maher said real succinctly that the straight pride.
Mm-hmm.
Andy!
Andy's
That
doing the smug Mar look right now, and
He
it's
said
very good.
The straight pride parades were like a welcome home party for somebody who never left the couch. I thought it was a good way of putting it.
I was to see that there's a couch on the parade float. Just a couch rolling down the street.
That's my kind of parade.
And plus,
float.
it's not like a pie where the gays get a piece and you don't get a piece.
Exactly. That's
No.
that's the thing that people don't understand.
There's only so much acceptance to go around.
Well, the awesome thing about Pride too is that
It's not taken away from anything. Our pride is not taking anything away from you.
Yes.
You just don't like it because you're an asshole.
Well, the reality of it is it could actually add something to you because Pride, like the gay pride parades, the LGBTQ pride is about like everybody. So, it's not like they don't want straight people there. They do want straight people there because that adds to the community. You can be a supporter and go to Pride. That's an awesome thing that you can do to make your world a little bit bigger than it is today.
If you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter.
And there are a lot of athletic supporters in Pride from what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Let your freak flag fly. You are loved.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Can I get one?
But not Andy when he's being real mean.
Can I get an amen?
I know I'm being mean to the bad people.
I know.
So that's okay, right?
Mean
Bad
it.
people come over to the right side.
And he was cracking me up with his the Bill Maher. You can't get that on audio. What he was doing. He's got the face down.
Here, take a picture and we'll put it.
This precious
All right.
Be a meme.
While they're taking a picture, I'll stop this and we'll be right back.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for Straight-to-Video Russian Roulette.
Welcome back, my loves. Andy took a bullet for his friend Kelley.
I just think I dove on a grenade instead.
Oh.
No.
Were you blown to pieces?
No, like this movie is decent, but it's been 2 weeks since I've seen it.
Yeah.
Seen it.
Saint it.
So I don't remember very much from it. That's more speaks of me more than the movie, just because my memory is so bad. But I do remember liking it.
Okay.
It didn't like blow my mind or anything like that. But it's not like the story itself is not too groundbreaking, but for what it was very well made.
You had to break the ground to get a hole
Yeah,
in
the
it.
hole in the ground.
Was this Irish?
Yes. Yes. That's God, what was I gonna say? God, it's been a while since we podcasted.
Yeah, Andy forgot how to talk.
Nope, not English.
The home ground. Is that a bad title?
I like it.
I think it's kind of
I think-
evocative.
Yeah, there's something very evocative about a hole in the ground. Because what's in it?
What's in it,
Is
Andy?
it a grave? Is there a monster in it? Is it a portal? What is it?
It's the changelings.
Yeah, is this where
It's
they swap
one
the
of
kid
those.
out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Odo's a changeling.
Yeah, these are the classic, like, was it Russian fairy tale changeling stories where they steal your baby and replace it
Yeah,
with
the
a
doppelganger.
doppelganger?
Yeah. So that's just
took her baby.
this lady. They're moving to this like rural area,
Very good.
Gerber?
and it's kind of like suggested that she's like running from something. So it, like sets this level of tension already, but like that's not really touched upon. But it just suggests it, so it does build to a certain thing, and it's just this lady and her kid. It's about 8, maybe. I don't know. Adorable kid, my lord. That came out a little too intense, but this kid was adorable.
I think you're gonna steal her baby.
They took her baby.
Y'all get them fiestas, mozzarella sticks.
Wild and wonderful whites of West Virginia.
Yep.
Do
I
yourself
think-
a favor.
I think about her a lot.
Oh, that lady.
Yeah.
The not they took her baby.
Joe
but
Bob,
her
I
friend.
think her name was.
Yeah, or her sister.
Yeah, but
You think about her ordering fiestas.
I think about her, and she makes me feel happy and sad.
yeah.
Aw.
Sad because her life's a wreck and she's a piece of trash, but happy because she's oblivious to all this and
Yeah.
she's living her best life.
Oh.
Sound like you said
Ignorance is bliss.
pizza trash.
Hey, she's a pizza trash.
She's pizza trash. You know what I mean.
The raccoons love her.
Yeah. She's like a dumpster behind a Chuck E. Cheese.
So the hole in the ground.
Yeah, so
Just a quick detour.
so they live in this rural area, and there's a lot of woods around, and the kid goes out and plays and there's this giant hole. It's huge, my lord. It's like a sinkhole type thing,
Oh my goodness.
and it's deep. You think about a lot of things there. It's so deep. And it's just a classic changeling story. Like the child comes back and acting all weird and stuff. There's just really one cool scene where she's arguing with her son, and he gets this big burst of strength and pushes the table like really hard, like Hulkish.
Yeah.
And then that's when you know something's up. And it's not one of those movies where it's like the Babadook. You think, is she crazy or is she not crazy? It kind of walks the line. You know something's up, but there's also suggested that she's just a little loop, like woohoo. Cuckoo.
She likes Yoo-hoo.
Yeah, Yoo-hoo. It's delicious. Who wouldn't love it?
Seriously.
Is it delicious?
As a kid, I liked Yoo-hoo quite a bit.
Nope.
Yoo-hoo's good
No,
when you make
we
it
didn't.
yourself.
We did not as
Do you
kids
remember-
like Yoo-hoo.
They had
Nobody likes Yoo-hoo.
I did.
It's like Ovaltine.
It was made with whey. Is
If
that
I
why you
had to
thought it was
drink it
gross?
now, I
don't
wouldn't
know.
like it.
I remember those commercials, and I was
Yeah.
a big chocolate milk fan as a kid. And I remember those Yoo-hoo commercials, and I had to find me some Yoo-hoo, and I finally got Yoo-hoo, and I was like, "This
Wait.
is watered down."
Did you buy
chocolate milk.
Did you buy the canned or the bottled version, or did you make it yourself?
Bottled?
Well, that's the problem.
Is it?
If you get the mix, it's a lot better.
But then it's
I
just
didn't
quick.
even know there was. A
Then
mix.
it's just
Yeah.
fucking chocolate milk.
Yeah, because Yoo-hoo, the thing about Yoo-hoo that makes Yoo-hoo Yoo-hoo is it's basically, you're right, it's water and whey with cacao. Cacao. It's sugar.
What is whey?
It's isn't it where they skim off of the milk?
Is it?
Something.
That's gross.
I don't know.
Ah.
It's
That's
what
what
Little Miss Muffin
was,
was.
yeah.
I think because I was
like
a
curds, right?
chunkster as a kid, I got
the
the
part that's
only
milky.
way I really liked chocolate milk was with real genuine Hershey chocolate syrup in vanilla milk, and you stir it
Yeah.
together.
Or-
That's it.
Yeah, that was
'Cause
good.
everything else didn't live up to those.
Yeah.
Nestle Quick didn't. Yoo-hoo.
Here is the dictionary definition of whey: the watery part of milk that remains after the formation of curds.
That's gross.
So
So if-
basically,
Curds and whey.
So if Little
it's like
Miss
skim
Muffet
milk, essentially.
is eating
Wow.
her curds and whey, she's just eating milk.
Curdled milk.
No, the curdled is pulled away. So curds would be the curdles,
But
and
she-
the whey would be the powder.
So she's
No,
eating
it's
both
like-
of them
It's the watery
together,
part.
and it's just regular ass milk.
It's just like the fat and stuff has been.
Hey, listeners,
Curdled out.
is this fun?
Sorry.
Anyway, hole in the ground, kid's weird. Something's up.
Yeah. What was I talking about? You think
Mike's just trying to
It's
break
walking
the
a
table.
line. You're
yeah,
not sure.
you think she's crazy sometimes, but it's pretty obvious that there's something amiss. And there's nothing too much to talk about the movie because nothing really happens. It's just one of those. No, it's very focused story.
Mm.
There's not too many offshoots of different things going on. It's very.
That could be nice.
You know how like the Babadook was just focused on that one, just the mother and the
Yeah.
child,
Right.
I like that because that's all it needs to be focused on. It doesn't need all like superfluous stuff.
Yeah. The
And-
stills that I saw from this, it looks
Yeah.
like there was a lot, like atmospherically, it looks really eerie and spooky.
Yeah, I love the area they're around. I
Yeah.
love that like that gothic feel.
Yeah.
That's what it had to me, and yeah, I recommend it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
cool. It's on Amazon Prime.
Sweet.
Well, thank you, Andy.
And the kid,
Andy?
again, the kid was so adorable.
Yeah, we remember
He's on
you.
Vikings. that
Losing
kid.
your goddamn mind over it.
Oh.
I mean, I hope it doesn't come across as creepy or anything like that, but
I wouldn't worry about it. So I got a movie gun. It's got a movie bullet in it. Who is going to
Mike is
discuss
doing
this?
Sorry.
X-Men symbols.
Well, I'm gonna be at Origins next week, so I don't know if
Oh.
I don't know.
I'll take you out,
but,
baby boy.
But unless
Just-
we could
just-
do it a different day.
just put me in just in case.
Well, don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. Freddy,
Yeah.
you died.
That was easy. Problem solved, Mike.
Problem solved.
Sorry.
That's
problem
okay.
solved.
I mean,
What
I
am
might
I-
still be able to try, but
That's all right.
Honestly, for your new horror needs, I wouldn't even bother with Netflix anymore. I feel like it's just the same old stuff.
Although I did finally do Bandersnatch last night because I couldn't sleep. So I watched it on the iPad. That's fun. If you haven't done it yet.
what is it?
It's the Choose Your Own Adventure
The
Black Mirror.
Oh,
You haven't done it?
no.
That's great.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I liked it a lot.
Does it take a long time because they only have a 2-hour attention span?
I don't know how long I was playing it. I had insomnia. It kept me engaged until I was ready to fall asleep.
Did you keep your finger in points where you'd made choices just in case you died and wanted to go back?
Well, you have to do it.
Put
I know what
finger in
you're.
points?
I know what you're saying about that with the Choose Your Own Adventure. You keep your finger in there. You're cheating. You're a finger cheat. That's what you are.
No,
it's one of your resources.
I just went to the back and read.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, Freddy will be watching and reviewing The Evil Down the Street. Available on Amazon Prime.
It sounds like an ID Discovery series.
A family of 4 moves into their new dream home, having no idea their new home is possessed by a demon. 1 hour and 38 minutes.
Ooh.
One of the reviews says, better than melatonin.
Oh, great. So it's boring.
Well, that's just one. Somebody else gave it like 5 stars.
Yeah, the maker.
You don't know that.
I still like that's still
Their
a
mom.
positive review. That it will
Yeah.
put you to sleep if you're sleepy.
Yeah, if you're having some insomnia
I
problems.
love like
Yeah.
nature films, and they're like melatonin for me
That's
too.
true. They're
So,
soothing.
Yeah.
I love a good
Mike's
nature
been known
film.
to fall asleep to this show.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
we're better than melatonin.
And sometimes on the show.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Isn't there a crazy neighbor show on IDW or something?
Yeah,
Fear Thy Neighbor.
Fear Thy
Yeah.
Neighbor.
Well, that is true.
That's
I
a
do
good
like
one.
listening to episodes of the show that I've heard before.
Yeah.
That's good falling asleep stuff too.
better than
So I already know where it's going.
I love the grammar of that sentence.
better than Valeria.
Because we're
Root.
so boring.
It's
Yeah.
good falling to
We lull
sleep
you to
stuffs
sleep.
too.
Stuffs too.
Stuff's too.
Do you ever dream about us?
Yeah.
I dream about you guys.
I dreamt
dreamed
about
of
you guys
Jeannie.
last night.
What were we
It
doing?
was very boring.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it better than melatonin?
We just went out to dinner.
Oh, what did we have?
Nice.
Was it a nice
Cozy.
dinner?
It was
Someone
it was a
horribly
chain,
right.
and
Oh,
it was a bad waiter.
Was it
a
Cheddar's?
was it a real chain or was it a chain? What train did your brain dream up for you?
See them chains?
It was a squirt chain.
I don't remember what chain it was, but I just remember the waiter had flair on his
Oh yeah.
outfit, and then we went to see a movie, but it was Kelley and Alise couldn't get in because it was sold out, so they went to see something else. It's a great story, huh?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Some dream.
I will say that we went to
Dream
see,
big, Andy. Dream big.
We went to see. Kelley and Alise went to see something else. They went to see a horror movie, but we saw Palms.
Palms.
That old lady cheerleading movie that's out right now.
Wait, what?
I have no idea what you're talking
didn't know
about.
about
It's
this
just-
movie.
It's this movie with old Diane Keaton.
Oh, is this the one that Angelica Houston was shady about?
I think so.
Yeah.
And Pam Greer's in it.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other old ladies.
Oh my god.
This is a great dream. I want to see
And-
this movie.
They start a cheerleading squad and go to this competition or something.
Are you sure this is a real movie and not a movie that
it
this
is real.
this is the only part of your dream that actually sounds like a dream?
Wait, are they
The rest of
competing?
it is mundane, and then you get to this movie that sounds like your brain made it.
No, it's a very mundane dream all around.
Are they competing against other
Yes,
people
they-
in that age range?
I don't know.
I guess we're
Because
gonna
I mean, I
have
feel
to.
like it's not fair if they're competing
We're
against
gonna
high
have
school
to see it,
squads.
but I just love the idea of this old lady cheerleading squad just tossing each other in the air or something.
Listeners, do you want us to go see this and review it for you? Let us know.
We use the Patreon.
Old basket toss.
That's a
What
good
chain
use of
should we
funds.
go to before we go see it? TGI Fridays?
Ooh.
We'll go to that.
Banigans.
We'll have a
We can-
Dollarita.
Yeah, we can
And
try
then
some
we'll-
kind of imaginative drink at TGI Fridays.
So
That
imaginative.
Sounds like a good deal until you actually drink it.
Yes.
And then go and see pom poms.
Yeah.
Windex.
So that gives you an idea of what my dreams are.
That's why it's blue.
They're very- Kelley has these awesome weird dreams. I just have like, I went to the movies last
Yeah.
night.
My dreams are always stupid shit. Like I forgot my tickets to an event,
Yeah.
and they won't let me in. I'm like, fuck. And then I wake up, and I'm all irritated from the dream still until I'm like, this didn't exist. That didn't happen. Get over it, Freddy.
All right.
But I did wake up feeling very upset because the service was so bad at the imaginary restaurant. He refused to take my order
Why?
because
Interesting.
I guess I hesitated, and he just turned his back on me
Oh.
and walked away. And I was like, wait.
He was like, "You're dead to me."
All right. The deeper we get into this, Andy, I can start to see some
Yeah.
of your
Yeah.
brain's
There's some stuff.
anxieties. Yeah. I get it.
Let's unpack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do
because I always feel I'm putting people out.
dream interpretation. Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Okay. Well, we'll be right back.
This week's main attraction for our Mayflowers theme is from 1960, a film made on a bet, Little
Yeah?
Shop of Horrors, written and directed by, I should say directed by Roger Corman with uncredited help from Charles B. Griffith and Mel Wells.
I'm sorry. What?
What?
Mel Wells?
Mel Wells. He was
Well, he was
also
the-
Mr.
Kushnick?
Sh- uh,
Krapnik? Kushnick.
Shmush.
Krishnick.
Shmush.
Shmishmik.
Karshnick.
Mr.
Mushnick.
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 Mr. Mushnick.
What a fun
Mushnick.
name, huh?
Yeah.
Mel Wells.
Mm-hmm.
Mushnik.
What a swell name.
So this film stars Jonathan Hayes as Seymour. Great performances all around. The bet was, by the way, in case you're wondering, that he said he could make a movie in 3 days, I think, is what it was.
Wow.
And he did it. Yeah, 2 or 3
wow.
days.
It didn't show like 3 days.
No, it's a great... I think it holds up really well. It's a short film. It's only an hour and 12
feel
minutes.
like the effects by itself would have taken more than 3 days to make.
Well, just the shooting schedule. They had all that other stuff.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. It was shot.
Oh, I
2 to
thought
3
you
days.
meant they got everything.
I don't know
together,
about like
yeah.
what the production end of it was.
The
post-production.
I think you can tell that it was rushed by some
Yeah.
of the like
Part of the fun of
acting. You know, it's like they would have done another take.
it. Right. It's... This feels to
It's
me...
fine, though. It's
yeah,
fine.
This is like the predecessor to Trauma.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
You know, like that. Well, Corman is known to have inspired like a lot of DIY filmmakers and people who went on to become huge. And he ran with like the top filmmakers at the time, and he was part of that group. But he was the guy who could make shit happen for nothing. And this is like an example of that. Jackie Joseph was Audrey in this. She was fantastic. She was Mrs. Futterman in Gremlins. So and George Miller is also in Little
Dick
Shop.
Miller.
I mean, Dick Miller. George Miller directed Mad Max. I'm losing it. Dick Miller is in this as the guy who eats the carnations.
Oh, I love that. That's so cute.
And well, Roger Corman and Joe Dante, all that crew, they're all kind of linked together. You'll see these same people turn up over and over again in other projects. But yeah, then you have all the fun characters that come and go through Mushnick's.
It felt like a play.
Yeah.
Yes, very much.
And when we were watching it 72 years ago, when we watched this, I remember thinking to myself, was this a play first? It felt like it started life as, and they decided to make a film version of it,
Mm-hmm.
and then a musical version of it, and now it really is a play.
I felt like
Right.
that
But
to
it
me
started
too.
as this movie.
I assumed there was like a book or something
book
that
or
was based
something.
off
Yeah.
of. Because it is very much paced like a Barefoot in the Park or something like that. Like there's
Yeah.
this like little scenes of monologues.
Probably had to do with the time constraints because you figure like their shot setups had to be super simple.
Put everybody in it.
Yeah, you had to keep, I guess, a few cameras running and just kind of do it and get things done, you know, in long shots and
So it's your basic story.
Mhm.
It's Skid Row.
Down on Skid Row.
in L.A., right?
Yeah, I think that's
I
where
think it's
Skid
supposed
Row
to be California.
exists.
Yeah, I always thought Skid Row was like a generic term for a bad part of town.
Was it? I thought it was New
Is
York.
it specifically?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's California.
It is
I'll find out.
California because you do
yeah.
see palm trees.
Okay.
And you got your downtrodden little flower store, Mr. Mushnick's flower store, and he's got barely any business, and he's got 2 employees, Audrey and Seymour.
And he has one customer who is a regular because her relatives are always dying. And
And
I
her-
love that bit.
What was her name again? It was what's the Jewish mourning thing?
Oh, Shiva?
Shiva.
Yeah.
That was her name.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well,
I think
she
it
was-
was City Shiva or something, like
she-
Sitting
she-
Shiva.
Yeah, she was Mrs.
Yeah.
Shiva, Leola Wendorf. And then
That was funny.
that was a great...
Yeah.
I mean, the humor in this is... a lot of it's timeless humor,
Yeah.
I think.
And Seymour's about to get fired because he a fuck up. He cannot cut those gladiolas correctly
Mm-mm.
for the crazy dentist,
Mm.
who's also another downtrodden Skid Row business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a not misogynist, a
We've been talking about Star Trek. too much.
masochist.
Yeah.
I thought that the character. I mean, I heard about this. You know, I knew that Little Shop of Horrors, the musical, was based on, or not. You know, whatever. This
Yeah.
is what's before it. And I always thought that Jack Nicholson was the dentist character. So that was really fun when Jack Nicholson
yeah.
shows up as like this kind of sadist or as a masochist. I don't know. I always get.
I
those
think
confused.
masochist is the one who wants the pain.
Yeah,
And the sadist is the one who likes to inflict it.
Okay, so the dentist is a sadist.
Yeah.
Yes. So when he shows up for that, I thought that was just a really fun, because he really was a fun person to watch on that.
He was reading Pain magazine.
Yeah, reading Pain magazine,
In the
and
waiting room.
getting really really excited about all of the pain. Yeah,
I always like it when I see actors that we know who only have a certain vision of them
Yeah.
as younger people. And seeing like a really young Jack Nicholson and really seeing a really young Dick Miller.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know, just get like warm and fuzzies when I see like older established actors in their younger days.
Yeah. And you see, like, with Jack Nicholson, like, I really don't think there was anything else like this that he's done. I don't know, but it was just a really fun, like, this doesn't feel like, because he's usually like kind of uber masculine, and this was just really not.
It's a comic role.
Yeah.
And you can definitely, sometimes when you see younger pictures of people, you're saying, oh my God, that's him. It's like you can tell that's Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Same with Dick Miller. His face never changed.
Yeah. He's a really good looking guy when he's younger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very handsome.
Yeah. Striking.
So Seymour, it's the same old story. He's got this other
tale as old as time.
Yes, song as old as rhyme. Seymour and Audrey too. Mm-hmm. Although it was Audrey Jr. right in this, and of course the plant needs blood, and Seymour just gets to killing pretty easy.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, oh, man, oh, no, I killed you. Oh, shucks, I done killed you.
The scene with the drunk at the railroad tracks is so great, where that guy he's just throwing rocks because he's frustrated, Seymour is. And then there's this bottle just on top of the stack of ties and boards and stuff, this bottle standing there. And this classic, like, hobo drunk just kind of stands up in a frame right when the rock is flying through the air and he nails him in the head. I laughed so goddamn hard. It was so cartoony and great. It's so funny. And to think they threw this was so thrown together, and that the funny bits still work, like all the stuff with his mom.
Probably because it was more natural, because they were doing it they knew they had one shot to do it, so it had to kind of come off as,
they couldn't
playful.
overthink it.
Yeah, you can't overthink it. Get it done right.
The mom character is great, like the hypochondriac that's truly just a drug and alcohol addict.
I love the meal, like, as she was going through it, because, like, it sort of reminded me of, like, old, my family has, like, a lot of, like, the herb stuff.
Yeah.
Like cod liver oil and all the stuff that, like, my grandma used to make me take when I was feeling sick. And, like, she's, like, doing it as a soup. And I could just remember what a nightmarish thing cod liver oil was. So
Wasn't it funny that this is a joke in this movie, but in our day and age now with Goop and everything, like, there are people who use as just a way of life. They're using food as medicine.
Yeah, for sure.
And nobody laughs. I mean, we laugh at it, but for the most part, it's not so much a joke anymore.
To a certain degree, but like, but the joke on some of this was that, like, a lot of these things that you were doing were just straight up alcohol and like really heavy, alcohol. So, and she was really excited when it had to feature alcohol in the medicine. So, which was funny. It was hilarious, but yeah.
The horticulture groupies.
Yeah, like the schoolgirls?
Yeah, that were just so into...
Seymour.
Oh my God, Seymour, he made a plant. That's cool. Oh.
Yeah, it was weird. Because were they making a float? Or was it...
Yeah, for the Rose Parade.
It was the Rose Parade?
They were a Pride Parade, and they had $2,000, which seems like a lot.
That's a lot.
Especially for that time.
Yeah, especially
That's
at that time.
a lot to spend on flowers, my lord.
Why would you go to Skid Row?
When we get through talking about the actual story in the movie and everything, we should circle back to Karen Kombrinck, because she has a really interesting story. Who played Shirley, one of the high school girls.
Oh.
The dark-haired one.
Okay.
Well, let's just say it now.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a lot to talk about there.
Okay.
We should probably save it.
All right, what else we...
All right. So the cops. So they do this whole... Because obviously, all of a sudden, the murder rate is ticked up. The cops have to look into it. And he spoofs... I don't know if it was Dragnet. Dragnet had already been out. So it's basically a spoof of Dragnet and Joe Friday. And there's this character, Sergeant Joe Fink. He's also the one who narrates the whole movie. Mm-hmm. And his buddy Frank Stooley. Fink and Stooley. That's so funny. Like,
what was the line about his kid dying or something?
Yeah. He's like, how the kids? He's like, I lost one.
He's like, oh.
He's like, I'm sorry about that. He goes, it happens.
Yeah.
It's like... Very much like this again. It's like kind of the predecessor to Airplane in the delivery, like the Leslie Nielsen style,
you're right,
type stuff.
Deadpan humor.
Yeah, very deadpan, really, really great. Yeah, like there's the dialogue in the voiceover. He says, "Now we were on the case, Officer Frank Stooley and me. My name is Fink, Sergeant Joe Fink. I'm a Fink." That's funny. This is funny shit.
It's funny, Freddy.
Yeah. Anywho. I just wanted to say
Well,
how funny I thought that was.
I was actually surprised at how much I enjoyed this movie
Yeah.
because I knew it was like a Roger Corman movie, and I know he's known for like doing schlock and really bad B movies.
I love his movies, though.
But this one, it came across like it was very. He knew what he was doing, whereas the other ones, it seemed like it was just get some shit out.
Mm.
And I don't know. Maybe it's because
It's ironic now when you hear the production schedule.
There's a lot of heart in this.
There is a lot of heart in this
story.
There's
movie.
sincerity. Like a lot of
yeah.
his other stuff, it comes across as just making a movie just to make it. Yeah, but I feel like there's like they had like you can tell they had like looked like they had fun making this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
And you genuinely are genuinely rooting for Seymour and Aubrey and Audrey. Sorry, you're genuinely rooting for them in this film, even though Seymour's doing horrible, heinous things.
I found the dialogue, the Joe Fink and Stooley. Fink comes in and says, "How's the wife, Frank?" "Not bad, Joe. Glad to hear it. The kids? Lost one yesterday." "Lost one, huh? How'd that happen?" "Playing with matches." "Well, those are the breaks." "Yeah, I guess so." That's funny.
Thank you for letting us know.
You guys,
If it was
you didn't
funny
know
or
that was
not.
funny.
That was sweet of you. Yeah, it was just everybody was they seemed sincere. I do have issues with Seymour.
Oh,
What about him?
I just think you gotta get a backbone, kid.
Oh, the character Seymour, not like
Yeah.
his performance.
Oh
right
no,
now.
I mean whatever. Nobody's performance was like perfect, but I just when people
Yeah.
just let things happen to them.
they're all definitely playing a type in
How
this film.
stupid.
I mean, the mom character, as funny as that character is, like I was really hoping that at some point she'd be fed to Aubrey because Audrey, sorry,
Aubrey Plaza.
yeah, Aubrey Plaza. Audrey, because she's just a horrible person.
Bad mom.
She was so
She's-
fun though.
She is fun, but you can tell like she's like just that whiny. If Seymour falls in love with another girl, then I'll surely die. And I wanted her to be eaten alive, and she's definitely
Abusive.
playing a type of
Yes.
that needy, overbearing mom.
Yeah,
Which is
so
annoying.
Audrey
But funny.
like eats people whole.
She's funny.
Yeah,
Funny.
she's funny.
And then at the end you see it bloom finally,
Oh yeah, that's creepy.
and there were faces in the flowers, and that's like, oh shit, that's where all them dead bodies went.
When I was a kid, that scared the poop out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny now. I was looking at it, I was like, that's not really scary. But it was real scary to a kid when that
Yeah.
shit. This
Yeah,
used to be
I still-
Fox like matinee. Remember
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
19, they'd run it all the time.
I still found it scary, the idea of the humans becoming the flowers.
Oh well, yeah, but the actual presentation, like
yeah.
the faces. When I remembered this as a kid, it was their faces.
No, I still found the faces at the end in the middle of the flowers kind of
Yeah.
jarring and disturbing, especially at the end.
Yeah, the end.
With, can you spoil it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
Spoil.
Like Seymour, he gets eaten by Audrey, and then at the end you see his face in the flower. And like, oh, poor
Yeah.
Seymour.
That was going to happen in the. We had covered this prior. If you look at the site, just search Little Shop. We did the musical a year or two ago, and that was the original ending for the musical too. Was they were gonna have
They take over the world, right?
Oh, you want this?
No, your phone. Just hand me your phone.
God, use
Thank
your words. He was just grabbing at me like a baby.
No, it wasn't.
She's like I had a mobile or something.
Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah. So they changed it because it's too much of a bummer after that.
It is a bummer.
Yeah, because the musical, you get somewhere that's green and all these really nice moments with those characters. You can't really have Audrey eat everybody. Yeah.
And the narration in this movie, they set you up to know because the Detective Fink it
Yeah.
tells you right from the beginning this is a really, really sad story with a horrible ending.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like in the musical, I do remember hearing about the ending. And in Little Shop of Horrors, which is funny but also very dark comedy, weren't all the little Audreys. They were buds. They were little puppets that were growing off of his stems. But did they have like the people's voices that she had killed?
Oh my god, I don't remember.
I have to watch it again.
Yeah, because I remember the little tiny buds, and they were all talking too.
They were
or
sticky.
singing.
They were real sticky.
They were sticky
and
buds,
fragrant.
sticky fragrant buds. But like I couldn't remember if they took on like the personalities of the people that Audrey had killed, because that's just dark. It's dork.
Yeah.
For a comedy.
Dork.
It's dork. Especially those faces and the buds it was freaky.
Yeah.
Freaky.
Freaky
Buddy.
Freaky.
Isn't that
Dicky
just?
bud.
Yeah, wouldn't that be funny if they had Pauly Shore play?
Sure.
Audrey
I would
too?
have gladly seen Audrey to eat
The
Pauly Shore.
weasel.
Isn't that just?
God, I love Genesino, man. Short movie, not a lot to say. I mean,
Yeah, it's. I love that it was short too.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
70 minutes.
I
Yeah.
would not have wanted it to be any longer. It was
No.
perfect just the way it is.
Yeah, I don't want to watch Seymour kill more people.
No.
So the patrons get to pick. In this month, Andy Ivins, Aussie Andy, he chose Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Which I've never seen.
This was one of my dad's favorites.
awesome.
So it's
This
fun to
one with George
revisit.
Clooney.
No, that was the second one.
Okay.
That was I can't remember if that was Attack 2 or Return of or something. This one's just very trauma-esque again.
I remember this was on Channel 64 constantly.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's like a local TV
Yeah.
station where they show like a lot of old stuff.
What was the movie
Oh.
that Ducky was in? I think that
John Cryer?
and he was obsessed with Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh
Does
yeah.
anybody remember that?
No.
Okay, I'll have to figure it out.
Was it Hiding
Okay.
Out?
I have to figure it out.
Two and
What
a
I
Half
always
Men?
think of when I.
Man.
So Karen Kombrinck was
Yeah.
one of the horticulture groupies. She was the brunette. She was actually murdered not long after this movie.
Yeah, like
a
3
few
years
later. Found dead, never solved.
How did she die?
Well, but there's some squishiness to, was it a suicide or was it a murder? But I think the cops ruled it a homicide.
Yeah.
She had bruises around her neck, but she also had
She had a broken hyoid bone, is what made them.
which
decide.
often happens when you're strangled.
Yeah, but
She was full of drugs too.
the coroner who performed her autopsy was known for accidentally breaking people's hyoid bones during autopsy. So that's what they based the homicide ruling on. So it's not like the most reliable thing that it was actually a murder, but there's so many interesting things that kind of happened around it, which I think probably just add up to her being mentally ill.
Yeah.
However, one, her parents are friends with Jack Ruby, and there's a theory that she knew about the Kennedy assassination before it happened.
Because there is something about a woman calling
Yeah,
police not long before, like that day or the day before Kennedy was killed,
right.
saying it's going to happen
But they
somewhere
say it
in
was
California, but it wasn't where she lived.
And they say it sounded like an old woman.
Yeah.
So like that didn't add up. She said that somebody left a baby on her doorstep like the night before or something.
I think she had a mental illness, drinking problem.
This could be a movie on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of the Black Dahlia, the movie in particular, like that, the whole concept of her being
Starlet.
a young starlet who was probably used and abused.
Oh, this is so depressing.
She was like dating a married man.
She had body image issues and wrote like stuff
Eating
about
disorders.
being worthless and all this. And she was 22, I think, when
Very
she
young.
died. So, but the night of, she was watching TV with like two men who were friends of hers, and they were suspects at one point. It almost sounds like they shouldn't have left her alone even to begin with. So, I'm sure there was some culpability there. Also, which I thought was a weird connection, was we were talking about Natalie Wood, who also was connected to the same, somehow there's a connection between the two families through Jack Ruby, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
With Natalie Wood's family and Kombrinck's family. I thought that was really strange. But they were talking about like how odd it is that they both died in these tragic circumstances, and they were both connected by Jack Ruby. And, you know, the conspiracy theorists went crazy with all this stuff. But it's interesting. You know, when you see someone died that young on IMDb, when you're kind of watching one of these movies, you always want to know what happened, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it says, you know, you're like, ooh, what happened there? You know, 9 times out of 10, it's like a drug overdose or something. But then there's always that one where they're like,
homicide.
Yeah, like the woman from Class of Nukem High that just mysteriously disappeared and was never heard from again. Yeah. It's just interesting stuff. Also, the community, the creative community, let's admit it, we have some odd ducks amongst us.
Oh, what?
And I think we are probably maybe considered a more high-risk community than like your average 9-to-5er. I think because of the strange lifestyle. So I think
Who's we? I have a 9 to 5.
No, I'm talking about like people who are.
Freddie is starring in an independent film right now. Not starring.
I mean, like just creative people in general.
Maybe I need to watch you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we invite weirdness into our lives.
Yeah, you do.
You know.
Open
Weirdness.
that door up. Come on in.
We invite weirdness.
Hello, weird.
Hello, weirdness, my old friend.
Well, thanks for listening to our little shop of horrors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we do at the end of every show, we say hi to our Beelzebubs, patreon.com/NOTLP if you want to support the show.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Jeff. Are you glad we're back, Jeff?
His name's Jeff. He's a Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
We got Jimmy B.
Hey, Jimmy B. Thanks for recommending
Thanks for the Little Merman.
The Little Merman.
That seems very appropriate. Jimmy B. recommend.
Mm-hmm.
Just a fun thing.
It's fun.
Fun and whimsical.
We got Jeremy, Cassie, and Gamora. Jeremy, who ran from the woods with me and Andy when I saw the scary beast. Amanda.
Hi, Amanda. How you doing?
How you doing? Mandi.
Mandy. What's up? That's a, what?
Just soap.
Sup? How you doing, girl? I finally saw Mandy. I probably already said this, but it was fun.
Oh, the movie.
The movie Mandy with
Oh, you saw it?
Nicolas Cage. Yeah. Have you
I
seen
wanna
it?
see
Shudder, isn't it?
Huh?
Is it on Shudder?
It's on Shudder. Yeah. It's a good time.
Ernest.
Hey, Ernie.
I haven't seen you in a while. How are you?
Yeah, it's been a while.
We got Tree and Alex.
Hello, Tree. Hello, Alex. Hello, Tree and Alex, my old friends.
We got Brandon Boone, who tried to help us with our audio issues.
Yeah, Brandon,
what a
you're
good
a
friend.
lifesaver. He spent time on FaceTime with me,
Yeah.
trying to talk me through my crisis. And he was confounded too, which we were both not at fault.
Yeah.
We are smart enough and we're good enough. It's the manufacturer's
Doggone it,
fault.
people like you both.
People like him.
They got to know how to update their shit.
We got our friend Bill.
What's
Hey,
up,
Bill.
Life in the Big Apple, Bill.
Take a bite of that Big Apple, Bill. We got Blake.
Hey, Blake.
What's up, Blake?
Blake, the Daywalker.
We've got Mark.
I just got that.
Yeah. Hi, Mark.
Blake, like Blade.
Yeah. Taking me a while.
We Mark.
Mark, you're a daywalker.
Yeah, he's one of the Discord party people.
Yeah.
So Amy, remember to schedule the AFE so we and Mark
Why
can
am
go
I
together.
in charge of this all of a sudden?
Because
What's
you
Mark's
suggested
name
it.
on Discord?
I think
Mark.
Is it Mark?
Is it Mark?
Marky Mark and
Mark.
the Funky Bunch.
I'll get on Discord right now and see.
And finally, last but certainly not least, she made me delicious keto pizza last night. Alise.
She is the best hostess.
Very nice.
She is.
She has a punch bowl
Yeah, we had punch.
with one of them scoops, and you have to actually scoop your own punch. And like she had a little of these glasses,
Yeah, they were like the little dainty glasses. Yeah, you got to have a pinky out.
and
They
she
made me
has
nervous.
deviled
egg plates.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I felt so Mad Men-y.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
He did. He smacked me on the ass and told me to go make him a
Called you
martini.
Toots.
Yeah.
Hey, Toots.
I was like, Andy,
Ow.
not cool. All right? This isn't Star Trek, the original series.
So I get in character when I see punch bowls.
I guess.
He was wearing a skirt and go-go boots.
That's true. He usually is.
Yeah.
You
He
know,
was wearing a tail.
you know what's fun about
that's true.
yeah.
He was.
What's fun about Discord is you can just go back and look at like the text conversations that we had in
Probably
the
good to know that too.
in the note passing for demons. Yeah, the internet is forever, but it's one long conversation. It's really fun to kind of go back. I'm just looking to see if I could find
Just know that he's there.
He's
Mark
there.
is there.
He'll be there for
Wherever, just look behind you, and there was
right.
one set of
Oh my God.
footprints.
Mark was carrying you.
Mark was carrying
you
you.
the whole time.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
What a good
appreciate that,
patron.
Mark.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I get tired. My
He
feet
carried
get
us
tired.
to the river.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. So next week we're going to talk about Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Freddie's going to review the people on the street or whatever it was called.
I think it was the evil down the street.
Sure.
Evil down the street. Oh
I think that movie was Morgan Stewart's Coming Home.
yeah.
Oh, so many awesome sounds in my ears right
I
now.
know. Skilly boop, ba-da-ba-doop-ba-ba.
All right, bye.
It's fun, isn't it?
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed when his old buddy Leatherface put on Dawn of the Dead. And Igor made the nachos in a severed human head, and they enjoyed Sometimes